Well, it's finally springtime and we can get out in the yards again and pick up sticks because this spring sure left me a lot for campfires. And I started to have to mow in March. That's ridiculous. There's so many chores to get done that are not in my flower garden, but what are you going to do? And I hate putting the garbage out. It's so simple and easy, but it's still such a pain to beat the garbage man before he runs. But meanwhile, we just try to get all these chores done and then get that taken care of so we can go play in the garden with our plants and flowers. Now, I have moved my hydrangea. I have a hydrangea that was in the front in the shade, and for whatever reason, I felt it needed to be in semi-shade and it would do better there. This is a paniculata white wedding, and apparently it needs full sun because it wasn't doing very well out there. It didn't bloom very much and didn't get very big, and that could be because it was kind of choked out with Japanese anemone. But I dug a hole back here. We'd removed some boxwoods that got eaten up last year, and dug a hole back here, dug it in front, put it right directly back in here to put it in. So I'm happy for it to join the side garden. I've got liatris out here, blazing star. That'll be a long, tall, purple, kind of a featherish type flower. And I think that's bee balm, if I'm recognizing it correctly. Some of the things kept their little name tags and some didn't. This is, I'm pretty sure, Coreopsis there, the lance leaf type. And then a few of these are the coneflowers, black-eyed Susie, but I don't know how to tell the difference between those. So I may stick some identifying marks in there. I've got a lot of allium coming up, and so far I've not had any blooms yet. I don't know if it's too early. I've not paid that much attention to when the allium blooms. I just know you have it in the spring. And my Coreopsis, all those half-price ones, it seems to have all come back this year. Now the ones I had protected with the little trash cans have come up and are much higher than this one, for instance, that didn't have a trash can. I don't know if that one just did worse or it was nibbled off by a rabbit or a deer. I don't really have any idea, but at least I've got a lot to continue with those plants because I like those plants. I'm planning to put some balloon flowers over in here to add to my blue, pink, yellow theme. Now this is the Russian sage that I've trimmed back real severely so it'll all come up real nice this year. I've got 2 big patches of it. And then there's that wicked little violet. It's so pretty and cute for like a week, and then it wants to just blanket and take over everything. And it's such a hard little weed to pull and get out. But we just keep trying. We tolerate it while it looks pretty and then start to yank and dig. Now I've got coneflowers here, black-eyed Susies, whatever, and they've not been eaten out. Now whether or not that's because some of them I've got covered, I don't know. But I'll just knock wood and hope as they get bigger and I have to uncover them that they still won't get eaten. But I should have a pretty good amount. I've not found my poker plants, red hot poker, yet. So I don't know if that's yet to come up or it just didn't make it. Now that in the back with the little green trash can I think is the penstemon. That may be the red hot poker. The daffodil didn't do anything because I have dug and moved that so many times. But I'm well pleased with everything. I think it's looking very good. Now you can see the weeds over here next to my hydrangea. They are trying to take over. It's the pretty little violets, but they invade the flower beds. They're coming off the lawn, of course. And we try to battle those in the lawn, but sometimes that's a losing battle. Now I've got the Liatris transplanted over into here. I had some in containers, but I've transplanted that back over here. And I've got to clean out a few more weeds. But what I did for my hydrangea, I got some Hollytone, and that's for the acid-loving plants. And right now, based on the advice from somebody at the store where we purchased it, I'm going to put it out and around the perimeter. And so that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm starting with 1 cup. Got that measured out. And I'm going to put it around the perimeter. So that's what we're going to try. Now that gentleman who helped us, my daughter and I, he said put it on this outer perimeter where the branches go, and then scratch it into the soil, not up against the stem, because if you get it up against the stem, it just goes right down into the roots here and could damage them. Now I might have to do a little bit more trimming on this because I can see a few dead pieces. I don't know, that's bendable. So we're gonna experiment. I'll get something to scratch that in. And then I wanna mulch. That's why these are planted a little bit high. I wanna mulch in here. But I'll first get rid of the weeds. But you can see a little violet has already encroached up in there. But we're gonna work and try to get this hydrangea. I think this one was called White Wedding Paniculata, and it was out front. But let me scratch this into the soil. Now I'm scratching this Hollytone into the soil with a small rake. You can use one of those claw-shaped things, spade, anything you want. You just want to kind of work it into the soil. And then you've got to be sure to water the area once you've got that placed in there and around, because you do want it to soak in. And supposedly it's going to soak into those roots that are spreading out from the spread of the hydrangea itself. You don't want to get it up around the stem. So that's something you want to be sure to do. At least that's what this gentleman had told us at the place we purchased the Hollytone. And he was a man, he said that he worked many years at Siebenthaler's. That's one of our private garden centers here in the Dayton area. So I really trust him. I think he knows what he's doing. So I'm going to follow his direction. Now I'm trying to pull these little violet weeds because you've got to try and get them by the root, if at all possible. They have like a little, I don't know if what you'd call them, a rhizome, a corm, something like that. But you've got to get that little piece out of the ground too, because this thing develops a huge corm. Let me see if I can get that up into the viewer so you can see it. You've got to get that out so that it's gone and it won't just resprout. Pull those tops off and it doesn't do any good. They just resprout. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off because I think they have survived, and this Liatris is getting a little bit too big for this one. That looks good. I'm going to leave those there and hope they don't get nibbled. And now I've got all these weeds to clear out of there. But we're working on it. We're going to get it done. Now my other plant that's going to need some hollytone is the blueberry. Sorry, you can see where the varmints try to dig in it. I had a guard down there, but it's doing real well. It's not huge. This kind of errant branch out here is leafing out. It looks a little awkward, but you can see how much it's bloomed. Looks real good. I'm real pleased with it. So I have to put a treatment in there, but I am going to trim the Angelina. We had some cold nights. I put a trash bag over this and it doesn't seem to have been harmed at all. So I'm anxious to make sure that we have good blueberries this year and that we get them instead of the birds. But let me give this Angelina a haircut. Oops. I think that looks pretty good. Any more on this side? There's a little bit of that emigration in there, it looks like. Oh, we just want to neaten it up a little. I have no idea what kind of bird that is, but that particular bird sings a lot around here. Okay. There it is. Now that looks good. And every bit of that is going to go under the tree. I think I'll put it under the magnolia. But let me get some of the hollytone for this. Okay, I'm going to do a half cup on this. I can always add more, but I can't take it away. So. I have no idea what the hollytone will do for the sedum, but I guess we'll find out. Now I really can't scratch down in there very well, so I'll just get some forks and kind of poke. But we'll blow all this away after I pick up my little seedlings for under the tree. That looks good. I may put a little fill dirt in there. There. Now, I think that looks good. Looks very nice. I'm not sure where I will put this. I think I want to elevate it on some bricks. And then we'll of course feed it all season. Might have to have some bird netting, but it looks good.